Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. Well, today we're going to finish Psalm 101. The psalm is titled the Psalm of David. So we know David wrote this psalm. As we've said before, we believe he wrote it shortly after he became king of all of Israel. And he realized he had a lot of things to deal with. And in this psalm, he kind of lays out his program, his plan, his agenda for his leadership. And it was one that I am going to be a determined king. I'm going to do the best I can to do what's right in God's eyes. He was one who had a heart devoted to God. That's what he says in the beginning. I will sing of mercy and justice. To you, O Lord, I will sing praises. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. So he first starts with his own heart and his own life. If we are to be the kind of pastors, we're to be the kind of leaders in our homes, in our churches, in our community, at work, if we're going to be the kind of people, God's people that set an example, we have to have a heart that is determined to do what's right. Be like a Daniel, purpose in our heart. We will not defile ourselves with the king's meat, no matter what situation, circumstance that we're put in. So that's what David did to start with. He was determined. We also know that he was devoted to the Lord, to please the Lord. Delight yourself, he wrote in Psalm 37. Delight yourself also in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. My friend, he said, commit your way to him and he will bring it to pass. Trust in the Lord, his son later would write in the Proverbs chapter 3. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. Oh, we need leaders like that, people that are determined, people that are devoted. And then David also said, I will have discernment. I won't set anything wicked before my eyes. I am going to make sure that the people around me are the kind of people God wants to be around me. And then he was decisive, as we've said. As we finish up, we're looking at verses 6 through 8. And so David says, here's my agenda for being a king that will drain the swamp. That's what he's going to have to do. Remember, for 40 years, Saul had reigned over the nation of Israel. There was a bunch of liars and people that were deceitful and very evil that were trying to continue in their positions of authority, and it would not be an easy task to deal with all this. But David says, I am determined and I will do certain things. Notice, and we see this in verse 6, my eyes shall be on the faithful of the land. He's going to look for faithful people. Man, I've always said, there's nothing that blesses my heart as a pastor than someone who is faithful. Day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. They stay faithful. Why? Because they know God is faithful and they're reflecting God as they are faithful to their task as parents, as Christians, as believers, as followers of Jesus. My eyes will be on the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with me. He who walks in a perfect way, a blameless way, a way of integrity, he shall serve me. Now, God says that too. My friend, even though David's saying it here, that's what God says. His eyes are on the faithful of the land. There are so many verses that prove that. His eyes run to and fro over all the face of the earth, looking to show himself strong on behalf of those whose hearts are perfect toward him. And then he goes on to say, he who works deceit shall not dwell within my house. He who tells lies shall not continue in my presence. Early I will destroy all the wicked of the land, that I may cut off all the evildoers from the city of the Lord. Now, we know David wasn't perfect. David didn't discipline his children like he should have. David fell into sin with Bathsheba and what he did to Uriah. But at the same time, David had a heart that wanted to please God. And my friend, now today, even Jerusalem is called the city of David. The Star of David flies over Israel. And oh goodness, we need to have this kind of heart. And God is looking for people that are faithful today. Will you be faithful? Will you live for him like you should? Well, that's our prayer. Well, God bless you, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.